Hello and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Waltman. I'm with Field Environmental Instruments and Field Data Solutions. I am the Senior Systems Integration Specialist for both companies. I've been with FEI for just over 20 years, done a lot of different things for the company over those years, but today I'm going to be talking to you specifically about perimeter air monitoring, our air trailer platform, and a new gas detection system we have from Safeguard Analytics. As I mentioned, our air mobility trailer is something that we released several years ago. It is a fully self-contained, self-powered system. As you can see, it's outfitted with at least 300 watts of solar panel, at least 300 amps of battery bank, and utilizes a high-end Morningstar MPPT charge controller to manage the power system. It's an aluminum frame construction on a 40 by 48 inch utility trailer that allows it to be easily relocated on site using a UTV or a pickup or some other method similar to that. Although it is road rated, most of our trailers typically live on site. The air trailer platform can be outfitted with a number of different devices to monitor a number of different parameters. The systems that we typically deploy have a dust monitor, a gas detection system, for example, and also can be outfitted with meteorological as well. Some of the models that we've used historically on the platform are the Met1 family of devices, ranging from their ES642 all the way up to their ES405. Additionally, we've utilized the TSI DustTrack family of devices, as well as on the gas detection side, the Safeguard Analytics system, Ray Systems by Honeywell Multi-Ray, Mini-Ray, PPB-Ray. Whatever your project needs, we can outfit the trailer to support it. As I mentioned earlier, we developed the air trailer system dating back to 2016. Since then, we've had multiple deployments ranging from New England, the Eastern Seaboard, all the way to the Panhandle of Idaho. As you will see, the configuration of our trailers has developed over the years as we've learned and improved the system overall. What you see here is our original first generation trailer deployed back in 2015. In this picture that you see here, it's a soil remediation project in Kearney, New Jersey, just outside of New York City. As we continue down the timeline of the trailer, you can see here shown our second generation trailer from 2021. You'll notice that we've created a more compact and portable package from the 8-foot dimension trailer to what we now use in a 4-foot dimension. We're still outfitting the trailer with the same solar panel, batteries, and sensor configurations, but allowing them to be deployed in smaller spaces and more easily moved around site. Shown here, you can see our trailer deployed in 2022 on a large-scale earth moving and remediation project in Elmira, New York. In this configuration that you can see, we're monitoring for multiple parameters, including meteorological with rainfall, multi-cut point particulate, as well as volatile organic compounds. This project ran for multiple years, and the systems were operational 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. In 2023, we deployed the same trailer system, this time at an oil and gas compressor station in Ohio. This was used to monitor for nuisance odors, specifically sulfides, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, and alike. This project is ongoing and coincidentally actually started as a 2-week project that now is going into year 3. Also shown in 2023, Field Environmental Instruments was featured on local news talking about the systems that we provided and have been providing around the Canadian wildfire. For those of you on the East Coast, you probably remember it had substantial impacts on our day-to-day life that we're typically not used to. Sticking in that year of 2023 obviously was a busy year for us. You can see here we actually loaded trailers into crates, shipped them across the country to St. Mary's, Idaho. They were used to monitor around the onshore processes related to a sediment removal project at a river near the Coeur d'Alene Indian Reservation. As you saw on the last slide, shipping the trailers across the country did require some on-site assembly. Field Environmental's field crews were on-site in Idaho, assembling the trailers to deploy them for our client around the sediment removal treatment areas. Based on all the activity that we had in 2023, Field Data Solutions, our sister company, decided to upgrade their transportation capabilities. We went out and purchased a F-250 pickup truck and a 24-foot enclosed trailer. This allows us to transport up to 6 trailers anywhere in the country that we can drive to. One of the first places that we put that new transportation equipment to use was in East Chicago, Indiana. We were called to deploy the air trailers for perimeter monitoring around excavation activities on a US EPA Superfund site. You can see here the systems are outfitted with particulates as well as multi-gas detectors on the same platform. Finally got out of 2023. You can see here, this was actually year 4 of a multi-year deployment in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Again, at a US EPA Superfund site, and again doing perimeter air monitoring around a large-scale soil excavation and remediation project. The systems you see here are outfitted with, again, multi-cut point particulate, as well as multi-parameter gas detection. And just to put it out there, for those of you who might be living in Michigan, we were up there during some really, really cold weather. I want to point this out because this highlights the fact that our trailers are designed to work in the most inclement of weather. You can see here when we arrived to retrieve the equipment at the end of the construction season, maybe a little bit late, they were covered in snow. Some had up to 4 or 5 inches accumulated on top of them, although they were still operational. The second topic I want to talk to you today about is the Safeguard Analytics SA-XES. The X indicates that it could be a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8. We'll get to that here in a little bit. It's important to note that the air trailer systems that we've been talking about, as well as the Safeguard systems, are all compatible with the FDS Connect real-time data platform. If you haven't heard about it, you should reach out to your local FEI rep and find out more information. It's a powerful tool for not only collecting data, but also managing your project in the field. Let's move on to the Safeguard. The Safeguard Analytics SA-XES has a number of different capabilities. We've been working together with Field Environmental and Safeguard since the inception of this device to design it from the ground up as a robust, fixed remote gas detection system. It has various sensor configurations. As I mentioned, that X in the SA-XES can be 2, 4, 6, or even 8 sensors simultaneously monitored on one system. There's a number of different sensor options that we're going to talk about, and they're all considered smart sensors. What does that mean? We'll get to that here in a little bit. Some other features or benefits of the system are going to be a robust sample pump. It's self-contained and it's fully compatible with FDS Connect. I mentioned the pump module. One of the biggest failure points for gas detection in the field, aside from sensors obviously, would be the flow system or the pump. The Safeguard systems utilize a smart pump module that can be monitored in real time for flow rate and other parameters that has a 400,000 hour rating at 6 liters per minute. However, they're typically run between 500 and 600 milliliters per minute, so that extends its expected life much, much further than 400,000 hours. With the ability to monitor the flow rates in real time from afar, we can actually predict or notify when there's a failure or could be a failure occurring on the system that we may not necessarily know about if we don't have that parameter to monitor. Now back to what a smart sensor is. The Safeguards utilize a smart 4R form factor sensor. Smart sensor technology typically at its fundamental basis means that the calibration is stored on the sensor. In addition to that, Safeguard has enabled the capability for FDS to talk directly to the sensors. That allows full two-way communication. That allows us to do things like predictive failure analysis, notifying the end user that there may be an issue coming down the road so that they can proactively respond to it. The 4R form factor means that it's a bigger physical sensor than what you would find in a handheld portable. That also means that there's more surface area to allow for more sensitivity in a lot of cases to many different gases. I mentioned that the Safeguard offers a number of different sensor options. I won't bore you guys by reading down the list, but what you see on the screen here is actually just a sampling of what they offer. Safeguard has designed their sensors with a number of different internal components. That ranges from your conventional electrochemical sensors all the way through to molecular properties spectroscopy sensors. Basically, what that means is if there's a gas that you're looking for, chances are we can find a sensor that fits the Safeguard for your application. The Safeguard Analytics systems allow for different sensor configurations ranging from 2 sensors all the way up to 8 sensors. You can see in the photo here an example of a 2 and a 4 sensor unit. The silver component you see in the bottom center of both pictures is a dual sensor smart module. That means 2 sensors live in each one of those modules, and those modules can be stacked on top of each other, allowing you to outfit the system with up to 8 gases or 4 modules. And finally, just to reiterate, Field Data Solutions and Field Environmental Instruments has worked very closely with Safeguard Analytics from day one to make their systems fit the applications that our clients have been asking for. You can see here, to tie the 2 topics together, the trailer on the bottom left is actually outfitted with a Safeguard Analytics system, and you may notice a well-known name in the background. In addition to that, we've done many other projects. The photo on the right is actually a nuisance odor project around a large landfill operation in the United States where they're monitoring for low-level ppb level H2S. That's right, we can get down to parts per billion for H2S. All right, everybody, now we're going to send you back to HAZWOPER. Thank you very much for paying attention. Hopefully you took something away from the presentation today. If you have any questions or any applications where you think either the air trailer, the Safeguard, or the 2 combined fit, please reach out to your local Field Environmental Instruments rep. We always appreciate the opportunity to find new challenges to solve.